Welcome to Ngosi Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Welcome to Ngosi Talk Shows, everyone. We are back again. So it's lovely seeing everyone. We've never done the talk show this time. Thank you, Claudia, for suggesting it. And so my name is Nomsa Clara Mube, and with me today is Claudia and Amanda, the usual suspects. So, Amanda, you chose this topic. Please introduce yourself to our audience before we go into the topic.
Oh, Claudia picked this topic. I just joined in.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't
That's
matter.
fine.
Yeah,
It's up to you.
What go ahead and
Did I
explain
say,
the topic, and
Amanda?
then I'll say why I jumped on.
But it's fine. The ball is for Amanda. Absolutely. No. Please, Amanda. Please.
Okay. Well,
sure.
my name's Amanda Cottrell. I am a teacher, an author, and an illustrator, and I focus on art and mindfulness and helping people find their own unique creative capacities within themselves. And normally I'm on Tuesdays, which is like bright and early here, but it's actually the afternoon here because I'm from Canada and you guys are nice and late in the UK. But I was like, oh, I love this topic. So I wanted to jump in and share my stories about intuition and following your intuition. And I think this is such a great topic, especially right now, because that little voice in your head you need to listen to it sometimes. All right, Claudia?
Yes, I totally agree as well with you. I'm Claudia, and I'm an intuitive energy healer, theta healer, love and soulmate coach. And I'm basically, can you hear me? Okay, it's like just so quiet, and my gift is basically as well to identify the limitations or the reprogramming and all the old stories we tell ourselves so that they keep us away as well from living the life we are supposed to live. And yes, I totally agree with Amanda, because intuition is just so, you hear this so much currently as well, yeah? Everywhere, that it's like such a mainstream as well at this stage that people are mentioning it and talking about it. And actually as well, it's something we all have inside of us, but it's just like we don't know about it and we are not aware about it. And it's just like really good to come together and to bring this again to our awareness, that we actually have the guidance and the inner voice and the knowing as well inside of us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Claudia. I agree with you. Sometimes we do, like when you're about to make a big decision or you want to even a small decision, and you know that if I make this decision, it might change my life or it might change someone else's life. But then in your head, you'll be like, I don't think so. So then we end up listening to our head, but inside there's this little voice that says, yeah, you're right, go for it. But then because of fear, and we end up not listening to it. And it's like like sometimes I've seen myself, there's been times where I really want to do something and I want to make a decision, and I do make a decision, and sometimes the decision that I have made, it doesn't seem like I've made the right choice, but I stay calm and I pray about it. And I'm like, even if it's like, it seems like basically, or sometimes it feels like, or maybe if I've paid money, it feels like it's not real, and I just stay calm. I feel that I end up getting positive results because of not reacting. I just trust. Something inside of me says, keep trusting. But then there's this little voice that you've made a mistake, you've made this, you've made this. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep trusting. I'm gonna keep trusting. And sometimes I get the results that I should be getting, but they don't come in my own time that I expect. And when they don't come in your own time, you could easily, Claudia, you work with energy, you could easily basically react to the situation that could interfere with the energy, the good energy that you want to bring to you. So I'm like, I'm gonna stay calm and I'm gonna trust, even if it doesn't feel like it. I'm gonna keep trusting and I'm gonna keep trusting. And when I don't talk about things to people, it means that I'm trusting and I'm hoping that I've made the right decision. And when I do tell people, it means it has happened, it's positive. And by the time someone says, "Oh no, don't do it," I'm like, "Oh no, I've done it. I've done it and I've succeeded." So that's intuition for you. Over to you, Claudia.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, and then when you were talking as well, I realized as well, obviously, we have like two voices as well sometimes, right? The higher self and the lower self too. So it
Yeah.
is as well practicing how to, how to distinguish as well these two voices, So we can call the lower self as well the ego and the higher self. Okay, the best version of us, who is here actually as well to guide us and who has all the answers for us. So just like as well a bit of practicing in regards to which voice is which. How are you dealing with this, Amanda, in regards to distinguishing the two voices as well?
Well, one of the reasons I love this topic because I'm also an energy worker. I have my Reiki masters, and so I sometimes will help my friend who's blind to teach Reiki. And I don't practice it like normally as my job because I'm a teacher, but I do sometimes help with teaching the courses. And so energy work is something that's really important to me because it's helped me clear the blockages in my chakras and the blocks in my energy and in my aura. But I sometimes think that people don't recognize, like, when you hear those little voices in your head, like there's one that speaks so much to me when I was like probably about 20 years old. I was parking downtown Calgary and I was going out on a date. And I parked my car and it was like just a little bit over the like edge of this other place where people could pull out. And I stopped my car and I got out and I looked and I was like, oh, I have enough space. And then a little voice in my head was said, don't park there. And I was like, what? Like, this is stupid. Like, there's lots of space here. I'm fine. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, go on the date, come back at the end of the night, and someone had hit and run my car. And it was like, I'd never had my car hit and run before in my life ever. And I was like, oh, that's why. That's why I had that like intuition of don't do this. Don't park here. Even though like logically it was like, there's no reason for me not to park here. I'm not too far over. Like, and so I think that can happen sometimes. And you never even expect it. And I know I've had a few things like that happen throughout my life where, like, I remember when I was like 18 years old, I said to my dad, I said, I really hope my friend comes out to the cabin this year, because if he doesn't, he's either going to be dead or in jail. And in 3 days later, he died. So I've had a few things like that happen in my life, and I think that we really need to listen to those things, because sometimes you get these knowings. And then like 10 years later, I was thinking about that same friend, And it was probably even 15 years later. I was thinking about that same friend. I had like this, hadn't thought about him in years. And I was in this building in Calgary, and I ran into his brother. And I was like, whoa, like I had just been thinking about your brother. And I ran into him, and he was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I'm going to a conference. He's like, he didn't even live in Calgary anymore. He lived in another province, and he was just in town for the weekend. I just happened to run into him in the hallway of this building. And you just have, like, when you're thinking of someone and then they call, those are those like, oh, that's your intuition. That's the aha moments when those happen. And sometimes you think like, that's so weird that I'm thinking about that person, and then something happens and you're like, oh, that's why.
That is so true. Sometimes the audience that are watching, please, if you have your own story that you want to share with us, please feel free to communicate with us. We'd love to hear your own story. Just type and have a conversation with us. And I love Amanda's story. Basically, I'm working with two people that are working with the energy, so that's amazing. So I'm learning how to, since Bob Proctor died. So I was like, okay, I need to learn how to basically control my own life. And the other day I was praying. I was like, I need to pray, but then I manifest. So I was like, what can I manifest? Do I manifest a house, a car, anything? I was like, no, actually, I don't need to manifest this. I need to manifest the energy to connect with God. So I made that decision that I'm going to do it, but I didn't know how. So Carol Ann was doing her challenge, and she didn't invite us, which I told her off. She didn't tell us about her challenge or market her challenge. So I happened to basically, she happened to talk about it, and I was like, oh, I need to register. Please send me a link. And she basically on that challenge, she revealed something that can help me to actually how manifest, because I didn't know. I knew how I'm gonna do it, but I wasn't 100%. So when she was doing exercises, I was like, no, actually, I need to go on YouTube and just manifest, but I need to manifest to connect with a higher energy, because if I say I want a car, I want this, I'm still gonna, but if I basically focus on God, then I'm gonna be okay. He's gonna help me with the things that I need, because I need his help. So I was like, then I started, and those things, like when you do things and you want to do this. And the other day, my friend, she goes, we're going to the cinema on Thursday. Tomorrow, would you like to come, you and your daughter? We normally take the girls because our children grew up together. I was like, yeah. But then I'm like, I'm going to buy a ticket on Wednesday. And then my daughter comes in. I have it in my mind that, no, I'm buying the ticket on Wednesday because we're going on Thursday. So it happens that the day that I've chosen to buy the ticket, she was going to cancel to go to the cinema. She had already bought her ticket. But then because she realized that she double booked herself and we're going far, and me and my daughter, it's not worth it for us, because we like to travel and then take them to the cinema out from where they live, and we have fun. So the day that I had chosen myself, my daughter came as a distraction to change my mind, to say, Mommy, let's do it. And then I ended up doing it on Monday. And then on Wednesday, today, my friend sent me a message. She's like, oh, I have had to cancel my ticket. So we're not going to the cinema anymore. But what do you guys want to do? And then I was like, can you cancel mine too? So you see, if I had listened to myself, I wouldn't have bought the ticket. I wouldn't have had to go through the stress to cancel the ticket. So I was like, and Claudia chose the topic. I was like, okay, that's very, very creepy.
Yeah. Well, it's sometimes we just have to go through these experiences as you and Amanda had.
Yep.
Again, like to realize and everything. And compared to Amanda, actually, I just recently, the last couple of years, I started to be a bit more in tune as well with my intuition. I did my first theta healing course like summer 3 years ago. And even then, I do remember I've been in class with some other students, and some of them have been like really spiritual and psychic and really good intuition. And then I'm there as the beginner. So you compare yourself with them, and then you come up with all those beliefs as well in regards to just like the beliefs that you won't be as good as them and everything, and you compare yourself as well to them. So I just had to unravel as well those beliefs, and just to understand as well how my intuition works for me as well in my life. So this is as well, I could see with Amanda, it's been like 20 years ago already. You've been quite switched on and in tune, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I suppose I started quite a bit later in my life, So, and I had to go as well through the limitations. Yeah. And so I learned as well not to compare myself with others and to change the story as well. I'm telling myself, okay, that I won't be able as well to listen what's going inside and everything. So just like as well a good reminder as well for all of us, just like be aware as well if you compare yourself to others, and be aware as well of the stories you're telling yourself in regards to being able to listen to what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's something that's really important. And I didn't necessarily start looking into energy and stuff until probably after I turned 30, which has been like 10 years. But it's because I didn't really know anything about it. And then as I've grown older, I've met people and connected with people, and different people have come into my life at different times to boost that spirituality. And then sometimes I fall back for a while, and I don't do it for a while, and then I get back into it. And it's interesting how Nongza just mentioned Bob Proctor passing away, because just yesterday I signed up for a course that is run by a lady who was mentored by him. And so it's a 6-month course that I, through following my intuition and through following people that randomly showed up into my life, I've decided to take this leap of faith and to attempt to do this course and to see what happens. And it's about manifestation and really bringing out, unblocking yourself from the things that are holding you back. And so what got me into this course was I met this lady at this store and I started talking to her just randomly, a random lady in a store. And I was talking to her about one of my books, and the book I was talking to her about, because we were in this like spiritual store, it's called Divine Minds in Calgary. And I was talking to her about this book called I'm a Rainbow that I wrote with my friend. And I'm like, oh, if you're into this, like if you have grandkids, you should look at this book, because I wrote it with my friend. It's about the chakras, and it will help your grandkids. And she was like, well, I'm actually a medium, and I work with this stuff all the time. And she's like, I'd love to buy your book. So she bought my book. Fast forward a little bit, this happened in like December. Then she contacted me and was like, is there any way I can get them cheaper than off of Amazon? And I said, yeah, if you want some, I can order some author copies. So I tried to order author copies and it didn't go through. Then I tried again and it didn't go through. And then I was like, oh, what's going on? Why can't? So then she contacted me after Christmas in January, and she's like, have my books arrived yet? And I was like, I'm so sorry. I've tried twice. I don't know why they haven't gone through. And then I realized, because I co-authored this one, and it's actually on my friend's Amazon account, so that my books and my co-authored books are separate. She had to actually go through, pay for it, and then I paid her back. So I got her to go through, pay for them, sent her the money, got them shipped to my house, and they came. And I happen to be on stress leave right now. And she came and picked the lady who wanted them, came and picked them up from my house on a Tuesday morning. And I would have never been at home on a Tuesday morning. I would have been at work. And so she came to get the books, and I was standing there talking to her, and she's like, you know, there's this thing that I signed up for, and there's this free week, and it starts today. And it's at noon every day, and you can go on and listen. I'll send you the link. And so she sent me the link, and I listened to 2 of the things that week. And then I signed up for an interview call with the lady. And then I contacted some of the people that she recommended to be like, is this something that I really want to do? And then yesterday I read a different book, this book here, I'm Empathetic, to this little girl with cancer in the UK. And it's like this fundraiser that they're trying to raise money for her. And after doing that, I was like, I'm going to donate $1 from every book I sell of I Am Empathetic to your cause for this month. And like, I just want to give back, and I want to do what I can to help people and give back. And then I had my phone call with the lady who runs the Unblock Academy, and I was like, it's a $10,000 investment, but I was like, I'm going to do it. No, all of these things have been happening. I like just randomly put a thing on Instagram saying like, yeah, I'll read a book to these kids, to this child. And it just happened to work out that I'm home and I could read it because I'm on stress leave and dealing with some things. And it just so happened that all of these things have lined up. Like, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens the way it's supposed to. And even though in your darkest days, it may feel like life is horrible and you don't know how you're ever going to get out of it, you have the power within yourself to reframe your mind and get yourself out of your funk, and you have the power to manifest whatever it is you need. And I know I have that power within me, but I've left it to the side for a while because I've been so focused on my daughter and different things. But when I was going through my divorce, every single day I wrote down 10 things that I was grateful for. And in those 10 things I said I was grateful for, one of them was my house, because I was living in my aunt and uncle's basement. And the other one was having my car paid off. And every single day I wrote down those things. And when I got to my divorce, finally got signed and everything, I had to the penny what I needed to pay off my car and put a down payment on my house.
Lovely. Lovely.
That is amazing. So when do you start the course, Amanda?
It's called the Unblock Academy, and she was trained by Bob Proctor. So her mentor was Bob Proctor, and she actually was a single mom, signed up for this course, and since 2016 has just completely changed her life. And so I'm really excited to work with her and to have her guidance, and then hopefully I can help other people do the same.
Lovely.
And especially in the classroom too, like, my job is always like help kids learn that they build their self-confidence and their mental health first, and then the curriculum's always second. So I'm hoping to send that message on a larger scale through this work and wherever my books take me to.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, Amanda, I agree with you and Claudia when you guys say when you are in the darkest places, sometimes the things happen for a reason, because sometimes when you are stuck and doing something and you know you have dreams that you want to do, or maybe if you are in the wrong place as well, or wrong job. We don't know why Amanda is gone. Basically, you've taken some time off. Maybe it's a time where God says, you know what, I think you've worked enough with the children. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes, for me, basically, when my life is about to change, I get so it's like a volcano, problems after problems. And then I have to stay calm. It's like I'm spending time calming myself. Like I have to say, no, sir, everything is going to just work out fine. And then after that, here comes the breakthrough. And sometimes I cry because I'm like, if I didn't know, if I wasn't strong the way I am, I could actually snap, and then I miss these opportunities, because Sometimes you have to listen to your intuition, and sometimes I find myself, it's like if I go to a certain place, and maybe we've done something like as a group, and we pay something and things don't go out well, and while everyone is screaming and shouting, me, I'm sitting there wondering, God, what is going on? The quiet one, people always curious about the quiet person. And sometimes when things, it's like when I was coming to the UK, I'd spend all my money for my ticket and everything. And the company that we were coming through, that I bought my ticket, they basically, things went wrong when I went to pick my tickets, and they were like, the tickets we can't give you the tickets today. And I was like, but I booked my ticket. Here's me, everyone is screaming and shouting and screaming and shouting. Here's me sitting there. And I'm saying laws in my mind to God. I'm saying, God, but this was just my chance to actually travel. And what's going on? I'm like shocked. When things don't go wrong, I don't react. I get shocked and I freeze basically. And when I got home, because I was the person that was so quiet and everyone is screaming and shouting and telling the guy how they thought of him and stuff. So I get home and the guy give me a call. He says, no, sir, bought like economy. And the guy calls me, says, no, sir, I have a business class for you if you want to fly tonight. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I like you. You're very quiet, aren't you? I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, I like you. You didn't tell me off. So I thought I should give you this opportunity for you to go. So, and I was like, oh, okay. I thought he was joking. So I came here, business class, yeah, having the things that I didn't pay for. It was added. So I was like, I like this. But that's, you have to listen to your intuition sometimes, because sometimes we do know that we shouldn't react, or things, basically life will throw you with the unexpected. It, like maybe fighting is not the right way. And I was listening to one of the pastors. It was like, sometimes when he says, if you tell God you want blessings or whatever your beliefs that might be, but he was talking about God. And he said, if you say to God, I want blessings, God will send somebody who is crazy just to test you. How much do you want this? How much do you want this? Would you? How much do you love me? And they will say to someone really crazy, and that person can shut your blessings just like that. So it was like, if somebody comes your way and they are like shouting and screaming, all you got to do is just come and say, I hear you, I'm listening, and just say sorry and just move on, because you don't know why that person is screaming and shouting. The energy, if you react to the energy, guide will say, that's not the character that I want, and the angels will move on. So I find myself, sometimes I've trained myself basically, if things go wrong, I just get this electric shock and I just go quiet, and I'm like, I just have to keep believing. It's like the house. I keep going to look for the house. And when I look for the house, it's either my children or their father will say there's something wrong with the house. So I was like, okay, I need to sit back now. And I'm not giving up, but I need to sit back, guys, and take a break from this house hunting. So I've not been hunting for the house for a few weeks now. I'm on strike. I've not been hunting for the house. I've joined Amanda with the meditation. So I just said, maybe I'm doing things in my own way. So I just need to ask Gary to actually do things in his own way, his own time. So I can basically, my children and their father can agree with the house that we find together. We can come to an agreement.
For the
So,
house, for the house,
so what's it? What's
Nonsa,
it?
for
Yeah.
the house, just like as well, just give it a break, okay? Because when we are in some kind of projects and we can see that the energy is getting a bit, changing. So sometimes it's good as well to take ourselves off the project so that we can do something else and focus again and then like get back into alignment with the house search and then come back to it. So it's absolutely fine, you know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've taken a break
Yes, yeah,
completely.
yes, absolutely. It's, yeah, it feels
Do
actually
you know
good, you
what?
know? Mm.
No, Nomza, do you know what you're looking for in a house? Like how you want it to feel, what color the walls are, like what kind of kitchen you want, like all of those sort of things. Like what's the energy that you want in your house? And if you can visualize that, eventually it will show up in your life.
There is a house that I have served on YouTube, and I've served that house, and I've said this is the house that I want, is the house that I desire. And I went to see, there's this house that I went to see the other day, which creeps me out. I met this house through the dream. And when I went there, and I basically, there were so many challenges, the climbing in that house. There were so many things going on when I saw it in the dreams 2 years ago. So I saw the house online, and I went to view the house. The house has everything that I want. Really everything. The kitchen, everything is even got the cottage outside, 2-bedroom cottage with the own suite toilet and the kitchen as well. If you have visitors, they don't have to stay with you. They can stay, have their own space and just come and hang out with you. It has everything, can disappear. But what creeps me out with the house is I've met this house in the dream and there was nothing nice about it.
What do
So
you
I was like,
mean? What do you
yeah.
mean? There was nothing nice about it.
It was
Yeah.
like climbing the stairs, the ladder. When I was
Uh-huh.
climbing, things were so hard. It was
Mm-hmm.
hard. The energy was so
Mm-hmm.
really, really, really. It was so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And there was and then the energy is like basically I'm struggling there, but then I see the opportunities, I'm meeting people, the opportunities, but there was really a struggle in that house, so it's actually scared
Mm-hmm.
me off that
Mm-hmm.
I've met this house in the dreams before and it's everything that I saw. But when I saw, it was a vision, like when I was trying to climb the ladder, and
Mm-hmm.
it was really, really tough. So when I saw the house, I was like, and I fell in love with the house. And what was so funny was the estate agent was there, but the guy didn't end up showing me the house. The owner of the house ended up basically taking control of everything, showing us the house, talking about the history and everything. The house had everything that any woman would want. It's a dream
Mm-hmm.
house, basically. Yeah, so then I came home. It's basically is built. It's in the middle of the town, but when you go into the house, it's like you are in a different world. You cannot hear nothing, the noise, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of having a gym in the house. I don't mind having a gym in the house. I'm not a big fan of swimming pools. So he hasn't got that. He hasn't got the gym. He hasn't got swimming pool. So I'm not a big fan of the things that by the gym. I love to have a gym. So because their dad loves going to the gym. I love running. By the swimming pool is a nightmare. It's costly to run in the house there. I'm taking there's a girl that I used to do live with on Facebook. She used to say when you buy a house, because she's into estate, she used to say don't buy a house that is going to cost you too much. So swimming pool, I like to go out and have swimming with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the house. So yes, Amanda, I do know the house that I want, but that house creeps me out. It did creep me out because I met the house in the dream. And this house, when I was there, the street, it was like where Ngosi Talk Show was meeting the celebrities, the what. And we even met, who was her name? That woman, a millionaire matchmaker. But it was tough, man. That's what scared me off.
Mm-hmm.
The journey was not easy in the dream. I was like, this is scary. Been here
Okay.
before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So basically, you manifested the house, you saw the house in your dreams, and then you saw
Yes,
it in real. and then
in
you
real life.
got
Yeah,
like scared, thinking that's creepy. Yeah, no.
yeah. That was creepy,
Mm.
Claudia. That was really creepy.
Mm. 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 Yeah, it is
Oh, it was
actually.
really creepy.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I'm just like thinking in regards to feeling creepy, how you so what actually was creepy about it?
It was creepy with the vision because there were so
Mm,
many challenges that I was going
mm,
through, and there were so many, and I thought it was a vision, but actually, it turns out to be the house where I'm going. I'm gonna go and view, and at the
mm,
time, you know, it's just like when I in that dream, basically, I was going through so many challenges, and I was climbing. You know, when you're trying to climb the ladder and trying to
mm,
change your life, you're trying
mm,
to basically, and basically everything that with the dream that was in that house, and I was like, okay, okay, and there was the outside. There's a graveyard.
mm.
And I was in that graveyard
Ah,
like an angel. I was in that graveyard with an angel, like I'm protecting someone. And there's this voice that says,
mm.
"You cannot protect everyone." So I'm like, this is creepy.
Okay, I see. Because I was just thinking as well to ask you in regards to the land, you know, the land
Yeah,
is always important. What was going on the land where the house has been built? And you just say a graveyard, yeah?
yeah,
Yeah, it feels a bit like some old energies, and they were like overprotective of the house as well. Just like
yeah.
needs a bit of a cleansing, just like needs a bit of a space cleansing, I think.
But I wouldn't be going to that house, Claudia.
Okay, okay, I see. Yes,
I
yes,
will
yeah,
not
yeah,
be
yeah.
going to that
Okay,
house
I see. Yeah,
because
yeah,
what you
yeah.
just confirmed something. I was listening
Mm,
to this pastor and he was saying the land. When you
mm,
buy where
mm,
you buy a house, the land
mm.
in that house is
Yeah,
very, very
yeah,
important. You
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
yes,
Yeah, the
the
energy,
history, everything is
Yeah.
very, very important.
Yeah, because everything's energy and so is the land, Yeah. What's
Yeah,
been going on as well. So,
yeah.
but you can do some energy cleansing, absolutely. But okay, it's free choice, Yeah. No, mm.
But
But there,
I won't be
yeah.
going back.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. Oh, yeah. There are other houses, Just
yeah.
trust as well. There is a better house for you, okay? It's like this or something
Oh yeah,
better.
I have to keep
Yeah.
trusting.
Yes, yes. And therefore, as well, it's good.
I have to keep trusting.
Yeah. And it's good as well to take a bit of a break, to get a bit, you know, like focus and in alignment as well. And then you can go out again and do, just like, you will get the house. And just always ask for this or something better, with your criteria. And then just let go. And then just let go.
Okay,
Mm,
Amanda, you were saying about okay, Amanda and Claudia, you're talking
mm,
about I if I want something, I know the house that I want, what kind of a house I want. But
mm,
if I actually visualize what kind of a kitchen that I'm doing,
mm,
because I always say to my clients, don't visualize the face of the man that you want or a woman that you want, because that means
mm.
you're making a decision for the universal God to help
Yeah,
you, and then that brings limitation. So
yeah.
if I visualize exactly the kitchen, the everything that I
Mm,
want, does it mean I'm actually bringing limitation to God, this
mm.
energy to help me?
No, I think
What does that mean?
it's a bit like Amanda just said to begin with. Go into the feeling, what you would
Okay.
like to feel in the house.
Okay.
The feelings, and then obviously you can be then afterwards as well specific. Go into the kitchen and everything, the rooms en suite. Is it detached or freestanding, parkway, garage? But as Amanda said, the feeling.
Okay.
What do you say, Amanda? Okay, let's just wait, and because the feeling let's just wait until she's back. The feeling is like the most.
Where's she gone?
Yeah. Let's just see when she's back.
Have you been kicked
Yeah.
out, Amanda?
Yes, Amanda, we wanted to
Oh,
ask
she's
you
here.
because
She's back.
yeah, just like the feelings, the most important thing, and then she can go as well into the smaller details, which is absolutely fine, I believe.
Yeah, since the we're a feeling universe, right? And our feelings vibrate energy, and so how you're feeling affects everything. And so if you want to attract the perfect home for you, you have to feel what it's like to be in that home, and how your family will feel, and how dinners will feel, and how just like how you help people manifest the right person for themselves. You don't put a face on it, but you manifest how you want to feel in that relationship. And I think that's really important. Sorry, my iPad's connected to my phone, and then my phone rang, but as soon as I silenced it, it didn't let me. I couldn't hear you guys, so I didn't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I don't know what to do. But yeah, we're a feeling universe, and there's so much research out there now on quantum physics and on how our cells vibrate, and every cell in our body is vibrating, and how we're made up of space, and we're all made up of energy, and we're all made up of the same elements as stars. And so we really have this power within ourselves that we have to learn how to tap into. And I'm really excited to learn more about tapping into that power and that energy, because I've done all the academic pieces of it, but I need to keep working on the feeling piece of it. And I know that. And so I'm really excited to do this course for the next 7 months and see where it takes me, and see how it ups my vibration and ups my intuition and ups my. I believe that people come into your life at the exact right time to teach you what you need to know. And that happened to me with writing my children's books. The original book that I was going to write was just going to be one copy and in my classroom, and I was going to make it on my Mac. And then I started meeting people who taught me how to self-publish on Amazon. And then I connected with other people who taught me how to advertise on Amazon. And then I connected with Nomza, and just life just keeps driving you in the right direction once you start. But you have to be willing to start and not give up. And when you fall back into some patterns, you have to be able to get yourself back up and out of it as well. And I think following your intuition as to also recognizing times when you do need to just rest, because I've been a little bit tough on myself the last 2 years, because I'm I feel like I haven't accomplished much, because I haven't published another book. I haven't done a lot. I've just been resting because of all of that's going on. Has been
You know,
all
you have to,
consuming.
Amanda, to go to talk shows. What do you mean you have not accomplished much? You've been
Well,
turning up.
I come on here every Tuesday, but there's
Yeah, you've been showing up.
other goals that I've had that I'm those I haven't been working on those goals, and I had the intention to finish this book before I even started teaching again this year, and there's other things that I want to work on, but I'm also that person that has a list a million miles long and needs to focus on just finishing one thing at a time. But yes, I have done some things to achieve my goals. Come on, this talk show every day or every Tuesday.
Is it 5 a.m. or 6 a.m.? Tuesday, do you come on? Is it 5 a.m. your time or 6 a.m.?
6 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've accomplished something. You've been showing up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Pat yourself on the shoulder. Exactly, Amanda. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's
milestones.
Yeah. Because you never know where it's going to take you, right? Nomza, you said you have 90,000 followers or 90,000 views or something the other day. That's amazing. Who would have thought that you'd have over...
we had 100,000.
Yes,
not I had.
100.
Not
yes.
I had. There's no such thing, Amanda. There's no such thing as I. We. It's we.
Yes, but your intuition told you to start this talk show.
Yeah.
Mine somehow managed to connect with you on Facebook through some group, and I've been working with you for over a year now. Like,
I
you
know.
have to follow your intuition. Like, I've never even met you in real life. I live halfway around the world. And I get up at 5 a.m. on Tuesdays to be part of this, because you never know where it will take you, but your intuition has to help you along the way.
And like Claudia, she's got her thing now. She can't come on during the day, and we don't know why she's dragging us in the evening.
Yes,
But only God
exactly.
knows why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, in regards
only
to,
God knows why.
I manifested a house as well together with my partner. I told you about it, Nomza. But I needed a part-time job,
Yes, you
something,
did.
So I took on a part-time job, 25 hours a week. And this way I could, I was being offered a buy-to-let mortgage. So I can see as well how one thing was leading synchronicities to the other. So I just got recently a buy-to-let mortgage because I had a part-time job, and so I can let the current flat out in 2 months' time, and I will be able to move into the house I manifested together with my partner in Bedford. Yeah. So a lot of stuff is going to
That's
happen here.
awesome.
Yeah.
I think too, sometimes when the students is ready, the teacher will show up. And when the person is ready, the right people will show up in their lives. And I think that's something so important, is that sometimes we just have to have patience, but we also have to be willing to go out there and put ourselves out there, because I think I met you, Nomza, through a Facebook post, and you have to be able to put yourself out there and write back to people like, yeah, I'd love to be on your show. Tell me more about it. I'll tell
Yes,
you a
of
little bit about
course.
myself
Yeah.
too, and see if we're a good fit. But you have to be brave enough to put yourself out there, right? And you have to be brave enough to stand in your power, and to trust your intuition, and to trust. And I know, like, there's been, I think, only one Tuesday that I've missed, and I messaged you the night before, and I was like, I'm not really feeling that well. And then I ended up with COVID the next day. So my intuition was telling me, I'm a little sick, I probably shouldn't go on in the morning.
Oh no, you said, Amanda, I'm not feeling well, but I think I'm gonna come on late. What do you think? And I was like, go to sleep. I was like, I think you should go to sleep. And then you came back the following week. You were like, I got COVID. It was like, yeah, that was your intuition telling you that
I think I
something.
said, I'm gonna say I'm not showing up, but if I happen to just wake up and be awake, I'll come on. But
Yeah,
yeah, that was. But I wasn't even sick, and I knew from the beginning that if I had COVID, I wouldn't get really sick, and I had that ingrained in my head that no matter what, if I got COVID, I would be fine. I would take care of myself. I would take vitamins, and my body would be able to heal itself. And I knew that with every ounce of my being, even though when my daughter found out that I got it, she was like, Mom, you're gonna die. And I was like, oh, sweetie, I'm not. And I will tell you why. Because I believe with every single ounce of my being that my immune system is strong enough to take care of this, and I will hardly be sick, and we will treat this like Mom has a cold. And
yeah,
guess what happened? I had a cold.
yeah. Where is that Claudia? She's coming back.
Yeah.
She got kicked out.
Yes, I got kicked out. Yes. So yeah.
Okay, if one day you guys are in the talk show with me, so I forgot to tell you, if I get kicked out, I don't know whether you guys get kicked out or you stay on. If you log in back on, you continue with the talk show. Even if I'm not there, we still take you off
Sure.
where we left off. That's how it works with the restream.
Mm.
Yeah, so yeah, and you got better, Amanda. You both had COVID, haven't you?
Yes, in October. Yes,
Claudia,
October.
yeah, Claudia had COVID as well.
Mm.
Yeah, while you were off, I just was talking about how I like in every ounce of my being I was like, I will get over this. My immune system will be fine. Like, will take care of me, and it'll be nothing more than a cold. And that's exactly what happened.
Yes, yes. Same with me, Amanda, as well. I was just unavailable for all the stories in regards to have to go to hospital at the machine and everything. It was just a flu, not a cold. It was a flu for me, and that was fine as well. Absolutely. Yes. And the thing is as well, I trusted my body, you know? Yeah. I trusted my body.
I know that Louise Hay talks about how you can go and work with your mind and cure any disease. And I know she talks about how she cured her own cancer by changing her mindset. And I just think it's unbelievable. Like, the power of our minds and our ability to harness the power within our minds is huge. And I think this is something that we should learn in school, really, is the power of our minds, and how we basically manifest what it is that we constantly think about. And so if we're constantly thinking from a fear state, then that's what's going to continue to pop up in our lives. But if we constantly think from a state of opportunities and empowerment, then that's what's going to turn up in our lives as well. And so it really is, like, even something that some people might think, oh, that's not an opportunity. Well, really, maybe it is. Like, maybe it is the best thing that could have happened, because now I'm going to go on this path, and in 5 years you're going to be like, oh man, I'm so glad that happened, because now I'm really living the life of my dreams.
Okay, girls. Claudia, do you have anything, any words of encouragements before we go to our audience, please?
Yeah, sure. Yes, I mean, as Amanda already said previously, it's about sometimes we don't get what we are asking for, but it is actually as well what we need in this very moment. And she mentioned as well to trust and to have the faith in that this is actually just the right thing for one at this state. And I liked this, because in the end as well, when we look back, as you as well mentioned with the 5 years, and then you look back and it makes all sense, you know, because it's never about the how do you say, the result or the goal. It's about the journey, because so often we just want to be there in the house with the soulmate, have the business and the money and the clients and everything, but like we forget it's about the journey, and that's the place where we learn about ourselves as well.
Yes, I agree. I think that so much of our lives is about enjoying the journey, and it's not the destination. And that what it is that we learn along the way, we're meant to learn so that we can then go out and be better people in the world. Like, if I had never been through a divorce, I would have never been able to write this book to help kids on empowering themselves after divorce, and that sometimes 2 homes are better than one. So, and if I had never been a teacher, I wouldn't be able to write on empathy in the classroom. Or if I hadn't started practicing yoga, I wouldn't have been able to write my yoga books. Or if I hadn't started learning about Reiki by chance. Like, I literally started learning it by chance, because my massage therapist was like, hey, I'm running this course, and I was in for a massage, and I was going through divorce, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come and take the course. And then after that, I was like, oh, now I want to take the next one. Oh, now somebody wants to run a course, and we ran it out of my house, and I was gifted my Reiki masters, and it's just, things just come. And I've been able to help so many people because of what I've been through, and the learnings that I've been on. And so I really, really am grateful for some of my struggles, because when you can put yourself, like, I always think that the best teachers are the kids that struggled in school, because they understand those kids that struggled. And so when you've been through something rough, you can be the biggest help, because you understand what those people are going through. And you have empathy for them. And I think empathy is something that is so powerful. And with all the mental health stuff that's going on and right now, and will continue to go on because of what we've been through for the past 2 years, empathy is going to be something that we need to focus on as a society. on a global scale. But I think too, like, you need to follow your intuition no matter what, and listen to that little voice when it says, don't park here. Or like, talk to that lady. So, yeah, maybe you should just start up a conversation with that person. Do it and see what happens. You never know what will happen. And there's a reason that you're meant to start up a conversation with a random person in a store. So yes. Or if you see a post on Facebook, respond to it if it's something you're interested in, because you might be on a talk show with somebody halfway around the world for an entire year. Just trust your intuition.
Yeah.
Yes, that is so true, Amanda. I agree with you and Claudia. Basically, you just have to. Life is about taking action and going for the things that you want to do. Even if there's a voice that says you're not good enough, and just go for it. There's people that I've met on social media, and they've changed my life. I've met people, they approach me, and I take action. I don't question why they want to help me. There's some people that's basically, they say, oh, no, sir, I want to help you. I want to work with you. Would you like it? And I'm like, yes, sure. Just want to find out what's in there. Sometimes we might not get the things that we want on time as well. So you have to know that, I don't know your beliefs or universe or God. For me, I believe in God, that my timing is not his timing. He will show up when he feels like it. I just have to keep trusting, having faith, taking actions, and calling out on him. That's all I gotta do. I can't just have hope and faith on its own. I have to take action. So, and believing in myself as well, and having you guys, having people that are minded like you guys, it does help as well, because you can talk about something and people give you advice, and it's nice to have a nice tribe as well. For those who are listening, try to have a good tribe around you, because for me, this is not just a talk show. I'm also blessed having people that are qualified, that I can actually say my problems, and then they give me advice. Like now I'm being told what I need to do about the house, the vision. So I'm gonna do it. And one day I will be showing you my dream house, my dream home. And I, like Amanda was saying, I write every single day, like describing how I want, the things that I want, but I've never actually gone into details with the house. That is in the picture, but I've never actually gone, like what you were saying, every detail. I've never done that. So I think I need to do that. And see and call out. I'm gonna be calling him out, and you guys today, I'm gonna be calling him out, God, and say, listen, I've been given advice, and I'm sure you were listening, and I need some help with this house, and I'm gonna be describing this house that I want. So thank you so much, everyone who is listening. If you are looking for to work with one of our coaches that goes to talk shows, we have all coaches from all walks of life. Just send us a message and follow us on our social media. We are here UK time, 1 p.m. UK time. And today, Claudia suggested this time. Who knows what the future holds? So no one knows. So I was like, I'm not going to refuse and say no. I'm saying yes to every opportunity. If somebody wants to speak at a certain time, if I can do it, I'm saying yes. So I don't know why we are here today, but all I know is blessings from God. Live with grace, everyone, and have a good night.
So good night. Bye bye.